Today, I'm going to reveal the best ways for you to work out and exercise so that you can burn belly fat fast. The truth is, there's all types of exercise and workouts that you can do to burn belly fat. Everything from cardiovascular stuff like running, rowing, and cycling to resistance training workouts like lifting weights, HIIT classes, and CrossFit. But the best workout for you is going to depend on a few things. Firstly, what you enjoy. Because if you find something that you enjoy, you're far more likely to stick at it. And if you stick at it, you're going to be consistent. And if you're consistent, you're going to get the results. And the results are going to come much easier. If you're doing a particular type of exercise because you think you have to, but you hate it, then you're going to end up giving up. And if you give up, you'll feel bad for quitting. But here's the first bit of good news for you today. There is no magical workout that you can do that specifically targets belly fat. Let's be honest, we'd all love to lose our belly fat first when we start exercising and dieting. Sadly, our bodies have other ideas. When you start losing weight and body fat, the first place you're probably going to lose it from is your limbs, your legs, and your arms. And then it'll be your face, your shoulders, your chest, and finally, the belly. But this is completely normal, guys, so please don't let it discourage you. Way back before I was a personal trainer and a nutritionist, I lost over 45 pounds myself. And I've been doing this job for 5 years now, and I've worked with enough clients to say this with total confidence. Find something that you enjoy and that's easy for you to do. It doesn't have much friction. Make sure it doesn't have a high chance of injuring you, like swimming with sharks or whitewater rafting. Make sure it's time efficient so you know you're not having to commit 10 hours a week to it, and play to your strengths. If you're 5 foot tall, you wouldn't be trying to get in the NBA, would you? Saying that, you might not be able to choose where you lose your fat from first, but there are specific exercises and workouts that you can do that will help you burn the fat faster. So let's talk about that. To lose fat, you need to create a calorie deficit where you're burning more calories than you are eating. If you're not in a calorie deficit, you are not going to burn any belly fat. If you're new to the concept of a calorie deficit, let me quickly explain how you can calculate yours now. So the first thing we need to do is figure out what your maintenance calorie number is. Your maintenance calorie number is the number of calories that you'd need to consume if you just want it to stay the same. And this number is made up of your physiology, your age, your weight, your height, and your sex, and your lifestyle, how active you are, including and excluding your exercise. The simplest way to calculate your maintenance calories is to take your body weight in pounds and multiply it by 14. It's a bit of a rudimentary equation, and when I work with my clients one-on-one, I use far more complex algorithms and tools to help them calculate precise numbers. But this is going to get you 95% of the way there, and to be honest, getting 95% of the way there is going to put you ahead of 99% of people who don't even have an awareness of this stuff. So that's your maintenance calorie number. Then what we need to do is create that calorie deficit we talked about earlier, where you're consuming less than that number. The simplest way to do this is to take your maintenance calorie number that you've just calculated and subtract 500 from it. The reason I suggest a 500 calorie deficit is because if you can stick to that for 7 days, 1 week, you are going to burn 1 pound of fat. That's because there's 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat, and 500 multiplied by 7 is 3,500. But the other thing I would suggest you do is not be too dogmatic and try to hit that number every single day. So let me explain quickly. What you're going to do is you're going to take your maintenance calorie number. Let's say, for example, my maintenance calorie number is 2,500. So I'm going to subtract 500 from that number to give me a daily recommended calorie target of 2,000. By doing that, I'm creating that 500 calorie deficit that we just spoke about. But rather than trying to hit 2,000 calories every single day, what I'm going to do is multiply that number by 7 for 7 days in the week, and it's going to give me 14,000. That's now a weekly calorie target. And the reason I encourage my clients to look at their calories in the context of the week rather than the day is that it gives them a lot more control and a lot more freedom. It means you can have low calorie days and high calorie days. It means that when social occasions come up, or you have a particularly stressful day, you don't need to worry if you've gone over on your calories on that day because you can make it up. Or what you can do is sit down on a Sunday evening and actually plan your week in advance. You can plan your low calorie days. You can plan your high calorie days. And like I say, it just gives my clients a lot more control, a lot more freedom, and they find that that flexibility makes hitting their goals a lot easier. That's a whistle-stop tour of maintenance calories and calorie deficit. And like I say, you need to be in a calorie deficit to be burning body fat and belly fat. But now we know all of that you need to be burning more calories than you're consuming to lose body fat. It makes sense for us to make your workouts as efficient as possible. In other words, designed to burn as many calories as you possibly can in the shortest amount of time. But that doesn't mean doing crazy HIIT workouts or spending 3 hours in the gym 7 days a week, because obviously no one wants to do that. That's not feasible. What it does mean is prioritizing the exercise that use the biggest muscles. Why is that? Well, because the bigger the muscle, the harder your body has to work. The harder your lungs have to work to breathe in enough fresh oxygen. And then the harder your heart has to work to pump that oxygen in the bloodstream to the muscle that needs it. And then the harder that muscle has to work to create a big enough contraction to enable you to lift the weight. You see, oxygen is required for the muscle to contract. So all of those processes have to happen. And as I say, the bigger the muscle, the more oxygen. The more oxygen, the harder your heart has to work. And so the harder your body has to work to do all of this, the more calories you are going to burn, because this is what we call a metabolic process. Most of the biggest muscles in your body are in your legs, your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes. So I'm recommending that you prioritize exercises like squats, deadlifts, good mornings, hip thrusts, and lunges. These are all multi-joint, multi-muscle exercises that use those big muscles in your legs. But let's be honest, if you're a guy like me, you probably hate leg day. Lads, let's be honest, they're just boring. They suck, don't they? So here's 2 added incentives to make them slightly more enjoyable and appealing to you. As well as helping your legs get bigger and stronger, doing these exercises is also going to help you build core strength. And in fact, they actually work better than just doing a ton of crunches and sit-ups. So doing these exercises is actually going to help your abs to pop once you've lost the belly fat. Second incentive for you, these exercises have been scientifically proven to release the most testosterone and human growth hormone naturally into the bloodstream when you do them. That means they're going to improve your mood, speed up your metabolism. So listen, I know leg sessions suck, lads, and we'd all rather be doing chest, back, or arms. But in all seriousness, if you want to burn that belly fat faster, then these exercises is what's going to help you to do that. This is what you want to be prioritizing, and do not, whatever you do, skip these exercises. I made the mistake of skipping leg day for 10 years, and now I've spent the last 6 years frantically trying to make up for it. But surprisingly, the other workouts that are actually best for burning belly fat are the type of workouts that, well, you wouldn't even consider them workouts. Running around with your kids, walking with or without a dog, cleaning your house, and even having sex with your partner. I appreciate it sounds a little bit weird to call any of these things workouts, and it would be even stranger if we were to start our Apple Watch before we did any of them. We don't consider any of these things workouts, but they burn just as many, if not more, calories. And they're more lifestyle activities that are good for your soul and good for your mental health. Because honestly, guys, even if you were to train like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, 6 days a week for 3 hours at a time, you would only be spending 7% of your week in the gym. So what you do outside of the gym, the other 93% counts for 30 times more when it comes to burning calories and burning that belly fat. The most important things that you can do when it comes to burning belly fat are these. Find things you enjoy. Do them consistently. Push yourself out your comfort zone. Get into that calorie deficit. And number 5, be patient. Because I know we all want the results yesterday. Because as long as you're going in the right direction, the speed that you get there is far less important. Track your progress. Weigh yourself regularly, take progress photos, see how your clothes are fitting, and listen out for external compliments and validation. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Be patient, because so many people are doing the right thing, they're just not patient enough. But once you know how to burn 1 pound of fat, you know what you are doing. You know what works for you. And as long as you've enjoyed that process, or it hasn't been completely miserable, then you know how to burn 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds. All you have to do is rinse and repeat that process. But equally, as I've said, guys, if you've lost that pound of fat, but the process was torturous and you hated every second of it, then don't think that you have to do specific exercises or types of workouts to burn belly fat. You can do anything. And as long as you stick to those principles, finding things you enjoy, being consistent with it, getting in that calorie deficit and being patient, I promise you, I guarantee you are going to get the result that you want. Most people fail at this not because they're doing the wrong thing or that they don't know what to do. It's because they're not patient enough. Anyway, I really hope this video has been insightful and useful. And if it has, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to join the waiting list for my online coaching program so that I can help you burn that belly fat permanently, then just click the link in the description of this video so that you can answer 3 simple questions to see whether you'd be a good fit or not for the program. That's a wrap on this video. So until next time, bye.